cold morning fog drifted through the crowded financial district, while billionaire Vincent Hale stepped from his limousine and insulted the elderly janitor before arriving executives again today. Walter quietly pushed his rusted cleaning cart across the shining marble lobby, while Vincent mocked his shaking hands loudly enough for every employee nearby to hear with discomfort. The old janitor lowered his eyes silently as expensive leather shoes crushed dirty water beside him, yet something hidden behind his exhausted face felt strangely dangerous tonight. Inside the towering headquarters, filled with golden chandeliers and mirrored walls, Vincent enjoyed humiliating Walter daily, as though punishing him satisfied some buried hatred deeply. During an investor celebration inside the rooftop ballroom, Vincent deliberately spilled red wine across the floor, before ordering Walter to crawl publicly and clean the expensive carpet. The wealthy guests laughed nervously while Walter scrubbed the stain beneath crystal lights. But one female executive suddenly noticed tears trembling silently within the old man's eyes. Late that evening, Walter entered the deserted underground parking garage carrying an old leather bag while security cameras flickered above the empty concrete corridors mysteriously tonight. Hidden inside the worn bag rested faded photographs, hospital documents, and a silver necklace engraved with Vincent's late mother's initials beside dried bloodstains from long ago silently. Walter stared toward the glowing city skyline through cracked garage windows before whispering painfully that Vincent never knew who truly destroyed his family and life forever completely. Meanwhile, inside his luxurious penthouse office, Vincent answered an unexpected late-night phone call, but seconds later his face turned pale as silence consumed the entire room instantly. Vincent stood frozen beside the glowing office windows while the trembling voice on the phone whispered that someone from his mother's past had finally returned tonight unexpectedly. The mysterious caller warned Vincent to check the abandoned St. Elora Hospital before sunrise, because hidden there rested truths capable of destroying everything he believed forever completely. Without informing security, Vincent drove alone through silent industrial streets toward the forgotten hospital where his late mother supposedly spent her final terrifying months alive secretly. Inside the crumbling building filled with flickering lights and peeling walls, Vincent discovered old patient records carrying his mother's name alongside Walter's signature, repeatedly everywhere silently. Shock tightened Vincent's chest painfully when he uncovered medical reports revealing someone intentionally changed life support medications during his mother's mysterious final hospitalization years earlier secretly. Every document pointed toward Walter's involvement, yet buried beneath the accusations rested another hidden file naming powerful board members connected to Blackthorne Global corruption decades earlier quietly. Meanwhile, across the empty corporate tower, Walter entered Vincent's office alone and stared silently at family portraits displayed beneath soft golden lighting beside untouched whiskey glasses tonight. Walter carefully opened Vincent's private desk drawer and removed an old revolver before whispering emotionally that revenge had waited patiently inside his broken soul for many years silently. At sunrise, Vincent returned furiously to headquarters carrying stolen hospital files, but stopped instantly after seeing Walter sitting calmly inside his office chair, holding the revolver quietly. Walter looked directly into Vincent's trembling eyes before revealing one horrifying sentence softly, saying his mother begged desperately before dying because Vincent's father betrayed them both forever, brutally. Vincent's hands trembled violently beside the massive office windows while Walter held the revolver calmly, his tired eyes carrying decades of buried suffering and betrayal tonight. The old janitor revealed that Vincent's powerful father once controlled everything inside the city, including corrupt doctors, judges, and executives terrified of exposing dangerous secrets publicly. Walter explained painfully that Vincent's mother discovered illegal experiments hidden beneath Blackthorne Global years earlier, but nobody listened before she suddenly disappeared forever, mysteriously afterward. Vincent refused to believe the accusations until Walter threw faded photographs across the polished desk showing secret underground laboratories beneath the corporation's abandoned factories decades earlier silently. Among the photographs, Vincent recognized his father smiling beside government officials, while unconscious patients rested behind glass walls connected to terrifying experimental medical machines secretly underneath headquarters. Walter confessed he once worked as personal security for Vincent's mother and failed protecting her the night armed men dragged her away from St. Elora Hospital, screaming desperately. Haunted by guilt ever since, Walter accepted humiliation from Vincent daily, because staying close to the billionaire allowed him to search quietly for hidden evidence against the corporation. Suddenly, the office television activated automatically, displaying emergency news reports claiming federal investigators surrounded Blackthorne Global after anonymous files exposed decades of illegal human experiments nationwide tonight. Vincent collapsed weakly into his leather chair while reporters revealed his late father orchestrated everything secretly, using hospitals and charities to hide horrific crimes beneath public admiration forever. Before Vincent could speak again, Walter quietly placed one final document onto the desk, revealing Vincent unknowingly inherited every illegal operation after his father's mysterious death silently. Vincent stared at the final document in horror, while distant police sirens echoed through downtown streets and helicopters circled above Blackthorne Global, aggressively, tonight, silently. The inheritance papers revealed Vincent secretly approved illegal transfers for years because trusted executives manipulated documents using his digital signatures without suspicion from authorities completely. Overwhelmed by panic and guilt, Vincent demanded Walter explain why nobody warned him earlier. But the old janitor answered that powerful men silenced every honest voice brutally. Walter then confessed another devastating truth, quietly, admitting Vincent's father ordered him falsely imprisoned years ago after blaming him publicly for the hospital tragedy and deaths unjustly. For 20 miserable years, Walter survived prison violence, carrying unbearable guilt, because Vincent's dying mother begged him desperately to protect her innocent son forever from darkness secretly. Vincent's breathing grew uneven while memories returned painfully of childhood nights, hearing his mother crying behind locked doors, before suddenly disappearing without any proper explanation afterward, mysteriously. Suddenly, the office doors burst open violently as federal agents stormed inside, demanding Vincent's surrender immediately because confidential evidence connected him directly to international medical crimes nationwide recently. Before agents reached him, Vincent turned toward Walter, with tears forming silently. Finally understanding, the old janitor endured humiliation daily only to protect him from hidden enemies patiently. Walter stepped forward calmly and handed investigators another secret file, proving corrupt executives manipulated Vincent deliberately since childhood, preparing him unknowingly to inherit the criminal empire forever secretly. As shocked agents reviewed the evidence carefully, Walter collapsed suddenly onto the marble floor, clutching his chest, while Vincent screamed desperately for help beside him emotionally, tonight, silently. Vincent knelt beside Walter's fragile body while emergency sirens echoed through the dark corporate tower and shattered employees watched silently from distant hallways. Tonight, Walter struggled painfully for breath as paramedics surrounded him beneath flickering office lights, yet his exhausted eyes remained fixed only upon Vincent's devastated expression silently tonight. With trembling hands, Walter removed a faded silver locket from beneath his torn uniform and placed it gently into Vincent's shaking palms, without speaking immediately afterward, quietly. Inside the locket rested a hidden photograph showing Walter embracing Vincent's mother lovingly beside a newborn baby, while handwritten words revealed Walter was Vincent's real father, secretly. The horrifying truth shattered Vincent completely, because the man he humiliated daily was actually the father who sacrificed everything, protecting him from powerful enemies throughout his entire life, silently. Walter confessed. Vincent's mother begged him never to reveal the truth, because corrupt men controlling Blackthorne Global would murder Vincent immediately if his real bloodline became public, forever secretly. Consumed by unbearable guilt, Vincent collapsed beside Walter, crying uncontrollably while remembering every cruel insult, every humiliation, and every moment he treated his own father mercilessly publicly. Before closing his eyes forever, Walter whispered softly that love sometimes survives through sacrifice alone, then smiled weakly while Vincent held him desperately beneath the glowing city skyline silently. Never judge broken people by their appearance, because hidden sacrifices, buried pain, and silent love often exist behind the souls we hurt the most unknowingly forever. Subscribe for more stories filled with shocking betrayals, heartbreaking truths, dark secrets, and unforgettable endings that leave deep scars upon the heart forever.